What it do, y'all? It is the final day of the 12 days of Christmas. I am BroncoJuggalo, your host for this evening, or the morning, or whenever you're planning on watching this video. Today, I am doing a film directed by Stephen Lamorte. I am doing a film that I've got to give you some backstory on myself with this film. I am doing a film starring David Howard Thornton. Do you know where I'm going with this yet? I am doing 2022's The Mean One. Now, this is the beloved Dr. Seuss tale with a twist. And of course, that tale is The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Which, here's the backstory. Much like the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, this was a movie I was hesitant on. I was hesitant on seeing it because I love How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It is my favorite Christmas special of all time. I watch it every year on Christmas Day. The Jim Carrey movie is my favorite live-action Christmas film. I watch that every year on Christmas Eve. And sometimes earlier than that, a couple times. Same thing with The Grinch. I love those two movies. Absolutely love them. The Dr. Seuss book, I actually love reading it to my children. I love everything about this character and this story. Always have since I was a kid. Always loved it. So again, just like with Winnie the Pooh, because I have a connection there, I was hesitant to see this. And I did kind of miss out on it when it came out. But honestly, that was because I didn't realize it had come out yet. I thought it was coming out this year. Now it hit Blu-ray, DVD, and all that like October of this year. But it's been out for streaming if you pay for it as of late last year. I didn't want to make the same mistake I made with Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, though. I put off watching that for the longest time because people, first off, were crapping on it, but not really because they were crapping on it. I really didn't care about that. People crap on horror films all the time. Mostly because of the connection I had. I had no real desire to see it, but I finally took the chance, and it blew me away. It was one of my favorite movies of this year. Now, The Mean One took in $600K at the box office. Here's something interesting. I didn't know that to be considered for the Oscars, you have to have a theater run, or you have to be at least shown in at least one theater where tickets are sold. So, we've wondered why certain films aren't up for Oscars. If they never hit the theaters, that's why. One of the reasons, anyways. This has a 3.8 on IMDb, and it was absolutely hated by the critics. Not surprising. I do have something that I want to say about it. It is not a negative, but I do wish, just for my personal preference, that this movie would have been based inside a snowflake. Now, what I mean when I say that is, just like in all of the movies, it's based in the fantasy world. This one is based in the real world. I wish it was based in the fantasy world. That's all. I only have two cons, but I'm going to interweave them into my pros because there's one con that relates to a pro. So I'm going to go there. First con I have, though, is that not every shot needs to be a close-up. Not every shot needs to be a close-up. Just about every shot in this film is a close-up, and sometimes, and also when it's cut and when it's edited, it kind of jumps, and that makes it a little harder to try and really see what's going on. That is a technical thing. It is a directional preference. It's not my preference. I'm just saying not every shot needs to be a close-up. Now, I love the narrator. I love his tone. I love his voice. I love the narration and the lines he speaks. Awesome. I love the look of Mount Crumpet, or the mountain. They don't actually call it Mount Crumpet, but I love the look of the mountain behind the town. Looks great. Probably CGI, but looks great. I love the Grinch costume. They kind of base the look more off the Jim Carrey Grinch, and I love that. It's perfect. I think it does an amazing job. It looks really good. And it doesn't look like just molded rubber. It looks really good. I really love David Howard Thornton's performance. He does an amazing job. But I also want to put this negative in there. I feel like they completely underutilized David Howard Thornton. In this movie, just like in the Terrifier films, he has no lines. He does not talk. I think that's a shame. David Howard Thornton, for those of you who don't know, he plays the Joker on a web series, and he does a phenomenal job. This man can deliver lines. This man knows how to talk. Let him talk in these movies. Now, Terrifier, I understand. Completely different story. I don't know if they were trying to just replicate that or what, but he doesn't talk in this movie either. He's a physically gifted performer, and he's awesome. But I think it is criminally underestimating him to not let him talk. We could have gotten some great lines in this movie from him. Just saying. I really enjoyed the way they navigated the copyright. You know, that chick, she's a real Mr. Finch, phone call for Mr. Finch, you know. I thought they did a really good job navigating the copyright. This is not, unlike Winnie the Pooh, something that went public domain. This is something that they just made to where they could reference source material, but they couldn't out and out say it. That's why it's called The Mean One. That's why everything is just kind of, you know, hinted at. And that's why things aren't called certain things in the movie. In this movie, we get a Christmas-themed training montage, which was really, really cool. Some very cool kills, and just an overall fun movie. This was a movie I did really enjoy, but I had some things I wanted to say about it. That's all I'm going to say now. Guys, this has been a ride. I think this may be the best 12 Days of Christmas I've ever done, the best group of films I've ever picked. I can't wait to rank these movies. It's going to be tough. This is Bronco Juggalo saying Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.